Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hmm, Where everybody at? Don't nobody want to hang out with me today? Well, it's gonna be a quick one. Got to do a lecture tonight anyway. I can see my chat. What's going on? See Kim, I see Lump. What the hell? Trying to get myself together here. My screen ain't doing what I wanted to do. My screen ain't doing what I wanted to do. All right, man. Let me man, let's go ahead and get to it, man. Good evening, everybody. If this is your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, I still want to say welcome, but give you a nice hearty. Well, thank you for always tuning in to Tim's Tidbits. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., aka Aranya Grande. I don't have a background, but y'all know Big Spider ain't far. Big Spider ain't far. And you are now in tune to another episode of, if I can get myself together, right? The intraday price action recap. You feel me? Hey man, uh, this episode of the intraday price action recap is being brought to you by none other than the art. No, not the art. The Conquering the Asian session workshop that we will be holding, right? 2 week intensive video conference. That's what it say on the flyer right there. Join me for a 2 week intensive video conference. Unlock the secrets of the Asian market using ICT concepts. AI made that up for me right there. AI made up those bullet points there. But shout out to gang. Your link is in the Discord. I dropped it yesterday on the first. The cost for the gang is $100. Shout out to everybody that's been pulling up the prerequisite videos. I will start working on them this weekend. I got some stuff going on around the house right now that I'm working on, so I won't be able to record. I did not record them ahead of time because I want to make sure somebody was going to pull up for it. But I will have them recorded. You'll have plenty of time to go through the material. Since you're already in the gang, I personally don't think you really would need the prerequisite material, but it's always good to get a refresher. Non-gang members, I'll be dropping the public link on the 8th. The non-gang member fee will be $250. Non-gang member fee $250. I'm dropping the link on the 8th. Right? There's only 25 slots, right? If the 25 slots go, they're gone. There's no more slots. There's only 25 slots, right? I think right now, last time I checked, I think it was like 8 people had signed up from the gang. I think it was like 8 people had signed up. Last I checked. Last time that I checked, let me see. Members. Let me see here. Get out of my way. If I go over here and go to sort by roles, and let's just look at the Asian assassins. All right, look at the Asian assassins. It's saying 11 people. It's saying that 11 people have signed up. So 10 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people have signed up. So there's only 15 slots left. Right? There's only 15 slots left. 10 people signed up. Yeah. So oh. All right. Enough about that. Let's go ahead and get to it, man. Shout out to everybody that's in here now. Shout out. Did I see Jim? Did I see Jim in here? I think I saw Jim. Yeah, Jim is in here. Kim, Lump, Honey. How do you get in the gang? The gang is the gang is the members of the Discord. The gang is the members of the Discord. There's a link that's pinned. Well, not pinned. There's a link at the first link in the description. It's a link to for the members of the Discord. Yeah, what's up, Johnny J? Welcome, man. If this is your first time tuning in, Johnny J, please allow me to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning in, I still want to say welcome, and I jollipies for not remembering that you was here before, Johnny J. Appreciate you for pulling up. I don't. Oh, yes, I do. I was gonna say I don't have my trading view open for some reason, but my trading view is open, and we're gonna go ahead and whoa, Golly G Willikers beef. Look at the Trump effect. Let me share my screen with you all. Look at the Trump effect. They said, hey, I saw somebody posted on Twitter. ICT shared a screenshot, right? You know, he be having all these haters that be thinking he gonna get something wrong, right? And he was talking about some sell side was incoming, and somebody on a live stream somewhere, he captured the screenshot of the chat, and it was like, ICT gonna get this wrong. The market is going up right now. And somebody else said, I'm gonna go full port long before Trump starts speaking, right? One, that person that was talking some ICT was wrong because the market was going up. Clearly don't understand the concepts, and they embarrass themselves. And the person that said, I'm gonna go full port long before Trump speaks, I really hope they was joking. I really hope they was joking because it was today was Liberation Day, right? Today was Liberation Day. And for those who don't know what Liberation Day was, mute for me long. Those who don't know what Liberation Day is, the president was saying that he's gonna initially he was saying he was gonna impose mute for me long. Initially, he was saying that he was going to impose a dollar for dollar tariff on anybody that charge any country that charged duties on the U.S. He was going to impose a dollar per dollar tariff for anybody that charged duties on the U.S. And then I think I got a pop up on my watch when I was outside painting, and it said something about 10%. I didn't read it because it just popped up on my watch. It said something about 10%, and then something else popped up on my watch that said the market was dropping because of President Trump something. That's all I could see like on my watch, right? But today was Liberation Day. The market does not like uncertainty, right? So the market ain't going to really do a whole lot in front of big news, right? it ain't gonna do a whole lot in front of big news. So because it don't like uncertainty. And we was talking about that today, being the gang when we was tape reading this morning, we was talking about how price was unwilling to leave these opening areas, these opening prices, right? It was unwilling. See, midnight, I'm sorry, midnight open, 6 o'clock open, right? So this was the 6 o'clock open. This was the midnight open, right? Price left the 6 o'clock open, came back to it, went back to it, went open at midnight, went back to 6 o'clock, came back to midnight, went back to 6 o'clock, dropped down, went back to midnight, dropped all the way down to the new week opening gap, right? That's the opening of the week. Came all the way down to the opening of the week, came back to midnight, back to 6 o'clock. It was just hanging around these opening prices. Whenever price is unwilling to leave these opening prices, it's just staying at an area of fair value, right? An area of fair value. Why you say that, Tim? Because the opening price, that's the first agreed upon price. If to put it in the mindset of, you know what I'm saying, buyers and sellers, right? The opening price is the first price that y'all agree on, right? That's the first price that y'all say, okay, this is a fair value, right? That's the first price. And price is just hanging around this fair value, right? And if you don't know what a candle looks like, excuse me, when it's hanging around fair value, right? If it went up and if it went down, it'd be a doji. It'd be a little candle with a wick on the top and the bottom, right? Because this is the first price that y'all agreed on, right? Price went up, right? Price went down, but it keep coming back to this area right there, right? So that gives you a doji. You know what I'm saying? Right? And what do they call dojis? Indecision candles, right? Why do they call them indecision candles? Because it's not telling you what the market want to do. It's not saying, oh, we definitely bullish, oh, we definitely bearish. No, we're just hanging out right here. We're consolidating, we're chilling, we're ranging, right? That's what you get. And then, right, once the news came, once the president started talking, right, what happened? The market came up, took out buy side, dropped down, took out sell side, clear both sides of the market, as it typically does in front of high impact situations, right? Took out all the shorts, took out all the longs, right? Took everybody out, and now it's continuing down, right? Now it's continuing down. Okay. And then, oh, let's check this out. Is Yolanda on here? Is Yolanda on here? I don't know. Let's check this. If Yolanda's on here, first of all, tell my little partners I said, what's up? Second of all, let's go and check this out. Right. We was talking about this earlier. Talk projecting from this weekly range from body to body. Body to body. Right. Take away. I don't want that 0.75 on there no more. I was checking to see if it got to the 0.2 yet. That's the 0.2 right there, below that low. Right. That's the 0.2 right there. I was checking to see if we got there yet. Let's put a what's the name there? Let's put it right there. 792. 792. I'm not gonna put it at sell side. I'm just gonna make it a black line because it's not really sell side. It's just a projection. Just projection right there. All right. And then which one did she say Michael did? Was it here? I think she said Michael did this one here.
He went from those bodies
Right
up
here,
there.
like I just did right there.
The one in the civvy, yeah, that one. From that was a consequential encroachment of the civvy. So he went
Consequent,
from
consequent
conse,
encroachment.
consequential, consequent encroachment of the civvy down to those bodies of those lows that sent it up.
Okay, and then that'll be
You see it hit that weekly order block, huh?
yeah. Uh-huh. That's what I was saying. That its job is to stop it, right? We'll talk about his job is to stop it, and that's why you never go against the higher time frame until the lower time frame prove it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like that.
right.
That's what we was talking about the other week when we was talking about when price started pulling back, and I was like, if we hadn't traded into a weekly SIBI, this would have been the place to buy. But since we traded into that weekly SIBI, you don't want to try to buy against that, right? And then imagine if anybody would have bought here, right, thinking, oh, Tim don't know what he's talking about. Oh, how bad of a situation they would be in now. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because price overall right now, right, the monthly time frame, like we said, is bullish. But right now, right, this we're in a sell program. And what we don't do, we don't try to pick the bottom, right? We want price to show us that it's ready to go back up. Right? It can give us bullish clues, like we always said. But once we get somewhere where it's a higher time frame anticipatory reactionary point, pump your brakes and let's see if this gonna do its job. And once it get there, and when it start giving you clues that it want to go down, when we got up to that weekly fair value gap right over here, what do? We started looking for reasons to sell. You know what I'm saying? Wherever it was at, right here. I think this was it. Got there, we started looking for reasons to sell, right? And then now it was coming back up again, giving bullish what's names, and what we said this morning. Don't get super happy about buying right here unless we get up there and we get something on the daily. We was talking about right there. That was the daily break-in market structure, right? But don't be getting too happy trying to buy right here. Make price show you that it wants to keep going up. And so sad for anybody who didn't take heed. So sad for anybody that was like, Tim know what they talking about. It's rallying. It's fun to go to the moon, baby. Let price show you what it wants to do. Look for if you're trading intraday, hey, scalp, trade in them ranges. Like we say, trade inside those ranges, but don't fight the overall order flow, right? A lot of people like to call it trends. I used to call it trends. Now I call it order flow. Why? Because order flow is the terminology that fits inside the house of the concepts that I trade, right? Bullish order flow, bearish order flow, sell buy programs, sell programs. That's what we're in, right? Okay, so we got a nice dig below, and this is good. This is healthy price action. Why? Because what do we always say? When we get a little peak right there below a low, right? Especially with a move like this right here, that little dip under there. Come on, man. Come on, man. Give me something. Give me a reason, right? This right here is just letting you know I want to go that way, but not just yet, right? Remember what I used to say back in the day, when we reject a low or high, I want to go that way, but not just yet, right? Because we hit it and rejected off of it. What was the not just yet? Coming back up here, repricing this imbalance, right? Took 2 days to do it. 1, 2 days to do it. And then now we're coming back down. Drop it like it's hard. Right? All right. Let's go in here. And if anybody who was wondering what we talked about, that right there, that bearish order block there, Tim. Tim, what makes that a bearish order block? We're in a sell program right now on the weekly. So you want to see up close candles act as order blocks, act as bearish order blocks, right? We came to an area of anticipated support, right? We had a shift in sentiment. We started going the other direction. And then we traded back down through the opening price of that candle right there. So that qualifies that as a bearish order block. We're in a sell program. We want to see up close candles act as bearish order blocks. Traded back up into it. Drop it like it's hot. That's what we're talking. That's what Yolanda was talking about right there. When she said you see it hit that order block. We was talking about that earlier today. And Yolanda, I am glad that you are not in any positions, because I would hate to have to break out a Peter Popoff personal prayer package for your position.
I knew, you know, besides the fact that you, like you were saying, you want to see more evidence, it was just too much with him talking about some liberation day. It's like he's gonna do, you know, I know, understand he thinks it's a business thing, but anyway, it passes on us, but it was too much uncertainty to even try to be in a position with him talking like as soon as the market closes, you know.
Yes, yes. Very close to that projection from the week. And that's from the high one. So we really close. Remember, we had like the higher accuracy coming down to, hey, why did that move? That moved that. What did that move? Oh no, it didn't move. It didn't move. Oh, I think that was the daily counter. That was, yes, right. It had like this one here had a high degree of accuracy for right there, and from all the way up there, right, it was a little further down, but like for the full half step deviation, right, that's the price. That's the price that you would have in for your limit order. And then when I, like I said, if you feel like that it was like a stretch, then you can use discretion and add in the quarters, right? And the quarters would have put you right up there around this sell side right there. But all right. Just want to look at that because we was continuing to drop, and I was like, hey, let's see if he hit that already. Let's go into, well, let's stay right here on the daily real quick.
Hey, you don't have your big cursor on, and it seems to be lagging a little bit.
I got my, y'all can't see my, oh, it's on. I wonder why y'all can't see it. Hold on, let me turn it off and turn it back on, because I see my cursor. I can see my cursor. Let me see.
We just see the tiny arrow, not the ball
Yeah.
that's usually there.
Yeah, I got the ball turned on. And I, hold on, I can't see it on the is it showing on, I could see it on Discord. Discord, I could see it. I can't see it on YouTube though. I could see the ball on Discord, but I can't see it on YouTube. And yeah, I see what you're saying. It's kind of herky jerky. Like when I move it around, it's like real herky jerky. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Well, I hear check, 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 check. I hear check, 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 check. The sound coming through pretty fast, but it's really, really herky jerky. See what happens if I refresh my page.
Are you sure you're sharing the right screen?
Yeah, I can see I see the right screen, and I see my mouse moving, but I just can't see I can't see the cursor. Like I said, I can see it, like when I'm looking at Discord, I can see the cursor and it's like in real time. But on YouTube, is it my computer or is Tim mouse delay? Yeah, it's like it's looking real herky jerky. I don't know what's going. I'm telling you, man, the feds, remember this morning when the power just went out? Like soon as we started the live stream, the power just went out. And now I don't think there's anything I can do about that. Let me try one more thing. See that. See if that helps. See, it's saying that the bit rate is not right. Warning: the stream's current bit rate is 598. Is lower than recommended bit rate. We recommend you stream at 20. Yeah, see, why is it doing that? And then I can't even change it. I can't change it while I'm live. All right. I don't know. I can't change it while I'm live. And so we're just gonna have to hey, we're just gonna have to suck it up. I don't, I can't if you want to see the bouncing ball, jump over in the Discord and you can see the bouncing ball. But YouTube, it's not showing the bouncing ball. And when I'm looking at my let me see if I stop. Let me stop sharing it again. Hold on. You know what? You know what? Let me try this. I know what's happening. I know what's happening. Because when I shared it, I don't think I shared the screen. I think I might have shared the application. Let me see this. Let me see if this is it. There you go. All right. There you go. I was sharing the application. I wasn't sharing the screen. Now, can y'all see the bouncing ball now? Everything moving, fine, handy dandy. Yes.
Yep, that's better.
All
But
right.
I'm in Discord now.
Yeah. Yeah. So what happened was when I shared it, I shared the right thing, but it was sharing through the application. It wasn't sharing the screen. So that's why it was herky jerky and you couldn't see the bouncing ball. So now thank you, Jim, for pulling up and saying that. All right. So um if we go up, right, the monthly chart is pulling back down into we're at the discount PDub rate on the monthly, right? We touched it last month, right? And we said that we were looking for how March closes in reference to the monthly fair value gap and the monthly order block, right? March closed respecting the order block and the fair value gap. Okay. The monthly time frame is bullish, right? We got a retracement back to a discount. Okay. Now April has opened up, right? And we traded up a little bit, right? And then we came back down and we've taken out March's low, right? We're very close to, hey, that little projection that I just put on there, I just noticed that. That's at mean threshold of this order block right here. And that's just the bodies of the order block, not including the wick, right? Mean threshold of just the bodies of the order block, right? So we're trading down close to mean threshold of the order block. Now, mean threshold of the entire order block would be a little lower, right? It will be a little lower, more in line with that other projection we laid out and with the August low, right? With the overall order, the entire order block, the mean threshold would be more in line with taking out August's low. All right. The mean threshold of the order block itself is in line with we've had already traded below September's low, right? And then coming back and taking out March's low, also coming down to mean threshold of just the bodies itself. Okay. So that's where we are right now on the monthly. And again, this is the second day of the month, the second trading day of the month. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 more weeks, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 more weeks We got 4 more weeks of trading, right? And then we'll see how this monthly candle that we're in now closes in relations to these discount PD arrays. All right. Moving to the weekly. Okay. The weekly time frame has come down into that sell side liquidity that we said this weekly bearish fair value gap's job was to send us to that weekly sell side liquidity right there. We have reached that, right? We have come there, right? Now, we also said if that weekly fair value gap that we were looking for reasons to sell off of back to this low, we said if that is going to be used as a true measuring gap, right, then the target would be in line. Holy guacamole. Look at that. Look what it lined up with. You see, Yolanda, you see that? Somebody come look at this. Somebody come look at this, right? Look what it lined up with. That right there,
Yeah.
right?
With that low.
And what we said, right? If that's going to be a measuring gap, that's used as a measuring gap, then we could target that sell side right there from that August low, right? That August low right there, right? We talked about all of that already, and then holy guacamole, based off some stuff that we was talking about today with doing projections, because Yolanda put up was like, hey, break down this projections thing again for me because I understand how to anchor it, but we need a refresher. We refreshed on it, and then because we refreshed on it, that's why these lines are here. And then we come back to something that we spoke about last week about if this is going to be a measuring gap, what the potential target can be, and holy guacamole, it lines up beautifully, right? It lines up beautifully. Does it have to go there? No, it don't. But these are just the things you want to be aware of because these are algorithmic signatures so that you can shoot for targets and look for invalidation points for other arguments. Just like this morning when Yolanda talked about, she said, this weekly order block right here, right? If we was looking to buy, that right there would be a target because that right there is an order block that's supposed to stop it. It hit that order block and turned around, right? So if you was buying something, if you were going like this today was a beautiful day to get along. We talked about that. We was like, everything is bearish, right? But we've hit this point and now prices start to show that it's turning around, and don't get too happy on the higher time frame because we got stuff that's supposed to get in our way, right? And holy guacamole, it touched that order block and it turned around. You see what I'm saying? That's why you want to know, you want to be aware of what are these PD arrays here for? What are their job? If they do their job, where's the liquidity, right? Because price is going to seek balance and liquidity, seeking balance and liquidity. That's why it goes to and fro. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to and fro like a raging lion, like old Satin do. It ain't going to and fro like a raging lion. It's going to and fro looking for balance and liquidity, right? So when it get there and it does its job, where should it go next? You want to start that market efficiency paradigm. You want to shift your thinking, right? Okay. Weekly, right? We're coming down. We've engaged the weekly sell side right there that we was anticipating based off that. Okay. If price continues to be heavy, right, that will be the sell side that we pointed out based off the fact that we got a breakaway gap at 25% of the expected move, right? So if you say, right, price, this was a smart money reversal, right? Let's look at it like this right here. If price was here like this, right, we ain't got nothing else on the chart but that, right? We ain't got nothing else on the chart, right, but that, right? And then you get up here and you say, hey, I believe this is the smart money reversal. Before we get any other signatures, I believe this is the smart money reversal. Where is the most liquidity? Based off of this being the smart money reversal, right? Where is the most amount of liquidity, right? At you know what I'm saying, is here, Is it here? Is it there? Right? That right there will be where the most liquidity is. Why is that? Right? Because price came here, right? We traded back down there, and then we displaced away, right? This right here, right, initiated it all, right? This initiated it all there. It came back down into a discount, into that order block, and we took off. So anybody who had their stops here and there, their stops are now here, right? And we haven't been back there since that move up, right? So when we moved up here and did that and took off, anybody who had their stops there, the stops went there, right? When we came here and did that, anybody who had their stops there, the stops went there, right? And then now, so guess what? It's a huge liquidity pool of orders sitting right here, right? So when you get to that point there, that's where the most liquidity is residing, right? That's where the most liquidity is. And then now, when we fast forward to where we are today, right? To where we are today, right? That right there is still in play if price wants to continue to get heavy, right? And that will still be in play, and that will bring us down, right? Put our sell side there on the monthly time frame, right? We can come down there, sweep that liquidity, right? And still close respecting this order block right there, right? Because that right there is just internal liquidity inside our overall dealing range right there, right? Matter of fact, we got two levels of liquidity that we can sweep, this one and that one of internal liquidity that we can sweep, right? Let's look at Old Faithful. Let's look at Old Faithful while we here on the monthly time frame, right? Boom. Right now, we've just come down to a 70%, the 70.5. Let's put it the exact numbers. I want to put the exact number because I usually just put like 70 on there, right? But let's put the real number, right? That's the real number that Michael uses, right? That's 70.5. That's the real number, like 70 and a half. That's the real setting for his template. Matter of fact, let me resave this with the real setting on there. Right, so right there, right, we've just come down to that 70.5 on an OTE, right? And then the deepest OTE, because anything between 79 and 62, right? This is the optimum trade entry area, right? 62, that's the highest probability. 70.5, that's the sweet spot, and 79 is that's the best risk to reward for optimum trade entry. So as you see, you can come a very long way on a retracement and still be bullish in this case, or bearish if we was going the other way. If we was going the other way, right? You can go a really long way, right? That's why you always want to know what invalidates this move, right? And what invalidates the bullishness or bearishness for, and when you're talking that, that's when you break outside of the overall dealing range, right? So right now, this is the overall dealing range. So you would have to come all the way down here to invalidate the bullishness on this monthly time frame. All right. I know sometimes I always talk about know your invalidation points, and I don't always point them out. Right. I'm not going to say I'm always going to point them out, but sometimes I just want to throw that in there for people who aren't at that point yet and can pick out the invalidation points. Just want to help you out. Okay, we looked at the weekly coming down, took out that sell side that we were looking at based off of this fair value gap there, right? Now we still have this sell side down here based off of this being a true measuring gap, or this being a measuring gap. Anybody who don't know what a measuring gap is, oh, this is what I was talking about. Right, go from here, and we anticipate in price to come to there, right there, based off of that right there. If you notice at 50%, right, a fair value gap was created right around, it ain't got to be exactly on 50%, but right around 50% of the expected move, there's a gap there, right? Now, that's not the only thing you want to see, right? You also want to see at around 25% of the expected move, you want to see a breakaway gap right there, right? So we have a breakaway gap around 25% of the move, right? I got my fib turned around the wrong way. Let's do this right here. It's coming down. I should have stretched it down. Quads, right? So up here at 25% of the move, there's a breakaway gap. At 50% of the move, there's another gap, right? We got the breakaway gap. So now this gap at 50%, this right here would be your measuring gap, right? And then this is the anticipated move down there, right? So, and if this right here is going to be true measuring gap, if you take your fib and run it from the high, stretch it down, put 50% on consequent encroachment of that measuring gap, and that will give you a target to shoot for. Or you can take it, I think it's from the high to the high, in this case, of the measuring gap, and then project it down. I believe that's how it is. Bearish projections, right? I got my what's the name backwards? I got it backwards. I got to turn it around. So put it on the high, then put it on the high of the gap right there, and then one standard deviation right there is there, and then this is a low-hanging fruit that you can shoot for right there. And then so it's go from the high to the open of the gap, and then one standard deviation down. That's a low-hanging fruit you can shoot for, and we are right there now. We just came right there now to that 822, right? And it's just off of it because it says the low of that candle is 819, and it says that one standard deviation is 822. So we're just away from it. So those are like different. Oh no, that's just below it. I'm sorry, it's 819. So that's just below it, right? 822. So we just got there, right? Those are the different ways that he's taught to like measure from the measuring gap from the high to the open of the gap. And the most recent one he taught was going from the high and putting it on consequent encroachment of the gap like that. And then that puts us down there, right, at that low right there. Okay. I got 10 minutes before I got to get on this lecture, and I heard my sweetie come in with my pizza. So I'm gonna wrap it up there. Gang gang. The diamond, I'm sorry, the diamond members, right? We got our monthly lecture at 7. It's gonna be on dealing ranges. I'm gonna go in here and eat. Yeah, sorry to be abrupt cutting it, but we had some technical difficulties in the beginning, some technical difficulties in the middle, and then now I got other obligations. So until the next time I decide to get on Al Gore's internet and share my thoughts on this thing that we call price action, it's your boy Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., aka Aranya Grande. Y'all be safe out in these trading streets, man. Gone.